Yo, 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 what is going on, CoD Familia? It is your boy BN, aka Mr. Kingdom Builder, and today we are going to be showing you our KvK group merger stats from Kingdoms 103 to 110 for this upcoming group, right? These actually got split into two, so you have 103, 106, and then we have 107 through 110. So we're going to show you the top kingdoms, as you can kind of see already. We'll show you top alliances, players, a couple upper data points, and then we'll show you kind of what the two group pairings are, and then what those differentials and kind of ranges look like for each. All right, diving in. So we got, again, everything's kind of ordered already. So you can see 103 here, top kingdom at 7.9 bill, almost 8. 104, 109, rounding out 2 and 3. 106, 107, 105, 110, then 108, and the number 8 position, right? You got 6 of the kingdoms that are over 7 bill, right? 2 being at 5 or under 6, we could say. Then let's get into some top alliances. So, and I'll probably go through this semi-decently, because, again, I will make this available for people to take a look at, as usual, like 24 hours after the video's up. But you can see here, we got INS Insomnia as the strongest alliance coming into this top 8 group, or this 8-kingdom pool. And you had 2.7 bill, number 2, ETS Eternals from 106 at 2.68. And then you got BTR Bistron, or Bystron, we'll go with one of those, 2.6 bill from Kingdom 104. And if you look at the top 9 here, you can see that 110's TMN Tokyo Manjikai almost makes it past 9TO the Outlaws from 109. But because they're just a little bit, again, about 11 mil difference there, you can see 109 actually has 2 alliances here in the top 9. And again, you can kind of see Bubble here for bottom is at 820 mil, right? So that means we kind of only did the top 25 alliances for this group. Then we can get into personal power. And we can see here, we got one player over 100 mil. That's ETS Guard from 106. We got Baz's Daka at 96 mil from 109. And then we also have Blues Holy Fist. Interesting name. 92 mil from 109 here, kind of rounding out your top 3. Bubble over here is at 56.5 mil. I think 109 has about 7 players here within the top 25. We'll kind of show you some stats later on too as well that reflects somewhat of that. So now we get to T5s. And you can see 109 with 13 T5s. And again, we're using the threshold at, or the bubble, I guess the minimum there at 43.5 mil. That's kind of what I'm going off of. So anything above that will just count as first T5 unlocked. Even though, yes, you can unlock your first T5 in a more kind of raw, bare bones way under 40 mil. We're also factoring in that you're just upgrading and having other areas of power that's factoring into your total. So then you got 106 with 9, 104, 105 tie at 6, 108 with 1, right? That kind of follows through your top 8. Then we get to Castle 25s, where we have 109 at 55, with 55 Castle 25s, 106 at 42, 107 at 39, and then again all the way down to 23 here for Kingdom 110. Now we'll take a look at some bubble boards, and most of you know I really like the bubble boards because to me, I like because you get to look at kind of just the top 200, right? Now, I would love if they extended this and they went to, let's say, the top 3, top 5, maybe even top 1,000. Like, to me, that would be really cool. I just don't think the top 200, in my opinion, is enough to look at, but that is probably coming from more so of my view because of what I'm doing to collect data. So, the average player may not necessarily care about being able to see more than 200, but I think it would be great. So you can see here, 109 kind of leading that charge for player power at 10.4 million. And again, 104, 103, 107, 105, all close, right? All within, you're looking at, 170 mil. That's not that bad. Then we get to personal merits, right? You got 104, 106 very close, within about 5,000 of each other. Then you got 105 coming in for number 3 at 642, 108 bringing up the rear, 269. Then you get to RSS Gathered, 103, 105, 109, rounding out your top 3. Again, all within about, 54 mil, with 108 here, rounding out 57.8 or 578 mil. We'll say that. Then for Dragon Trail, 104, 109, 103, 271, 271. And then you got 103, 105, and 106 coming here at kind of a tie for 268, 108 at 258, bringing up the rear. And then we'll get to the good stuff, which is group pairings. So for pairings here, like we alluded to, you got 103 through 106 and 107 through 110, right? It's kind of a straight chronological. Now, you can see here that in this group, there is a 731 million pool differential for the range. That's from the strongest alliance at 103 to the just lowest powered alliance at 105. And then you can see for the second group, almost at 2 billion difference, right? So almost 2.5 times more, where you have 109 as the strongest and 108 here as the lowest powered kingdom for that group of 4. If we take a look at group 1, you could see that 106, right? Most T5s are locked at 9 here. 42, Castle 25. So not the biggest gap, right? 3 to 6 here. And you have 32 to 42. So about, again, 10 difference. And then you get to personal power where you're at 9.5 up to 10.36, right? And again, 105 having the strongest bubble player here. Then we get to the second group. And you have 109 with 13 T5s. Again, a little bit more disparity here in Group 2, you could say. 55 Castle 25s and 10.4, even though 107 is close in the bubble, and probably, and again, the closest in C25s with 107 and 110, then tying for closest to 13, again, still being more than 3 times. And if you add those both up, almost, 1.6 times the amount. So, yeah, I mean, I think the only thing maybe you could have done differently here, and you'd obviously would have to also factor in other data where you're taking a look at top alliances, top players. Again, you could probably, one of the better ways to do it is to say, well, hey, let's total up the top 200 players and see what that is. That's a lot. I've actually thought about doing this, and I kind of thought of a shortened way to get away with this to where it wouldn't take me as long. So we might do that at some point. However, it's still going to take a while just to even pull that data once I started. So we'll see. But when it comes to these two groups, the only thing you probably could have done is just replace 105 and 109 and swap them out. So that way this, instead of being 1.82 billion, right? You're able to get this, maybe to 1.5, maybe 1.53, something like that. So it lowers it a bit to where it's closer to 2 times instead of being closer to 2.5 times. So, but that's the only thing I really see here as far as that goes. With this being in mind, we will also do another one of these once we get a little bit closer to the next group. So probably in about a week and a half, 2 weeks, which the next one, I believe, is, what are we looking at here? We'll see. I think it's going to be 111 through 118. What is it? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah. So I think it's probably going to be those 8 kingdoms. And so we'll do something similar like we did for this one. But again, if you want to check out this doc, again, I'll have it on the pinned comment description down below, probably tomorrow, whatever. I don't even know what UTC time it is currently. But let's see. Let's open this bad boy up. Let's take a look. 22. So yeah, we'll see. I'll put it up by 2020, either 20 UTC or 22 UTC, somewhere around there is when this will be available. With that in mind, I'd love to know what your thoughts are here on this. Again, I think one of the things I'm going to start maybe trying to do is I think it would be cool once we start getting more of a consistency for 4 or 8 groups, is to kind of show you guys what the previous group looked like. So now that we know we have 8 kingdoms going into the next group, when we pull that data, I'll use this data that we're looking at now to do a little bit of a side-by-side comparison. So you can maybe see, well, hey, are they on pace? Are they a little above? Are they a little below? Right? So I think that would be really cool to kind of show off. So that way you can say like, oh, well, hey, here's a little bit of a baseline, and then here's where this group currently is. And you can kind of look at what some of those plus minuses are. All right. As always, that's going to do it for me. As I mentioned, let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments down below. Matchups, how do you think the groups are going to fare out? Are there any players that you think are going to have a good time? Or, for example, do you think are just going to wreck some face? Any alliance vs. alliance matchups? Any kingdom versus kingdom matchups you guys are looking forward to? Again, I'm sure we'll probably hear a little bit more from the players and or alliances that are actually in this group. But again, always happy to hear from anyone. That's going to do it for me. As always, until next time, I will catch you later.